Okay, here we are live. Welcome everybody to In the Spotlight with Tyra and
Julia. Hi.
nice to see you again this morning, Julia. Beautiful day here on Vancouver Island. How are things in
Absolutely.
Kelowna?
We have a little bit of a windstorm, but the weekend was unbelievable. Did you have a good weekend?
Yes, it was awesome.
Yes,
Awesome.
awesome.
So a few things I'm going to get out of the way quickly. If you've never been on StreamYard before, you need to give them permission up there where you see the logo. If you click on that, you give them permission and you can actually comment as we're talking with our guest. Now, for our guest, we are super excited. We have a gentleman all the way from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. He is one of the original Leadership Council right from the beginning. His name is Michael Williams, and we are going to bring him on now. Michael, welcome.
Hi, Michael.
Hello, Tyra. Good to see you guys.
Yes.
Nice to see you.
So glad you could join us today. So
yes, thank you.
We're just going to hop right in it because I know how busy you are. And one of my very first questions is, I was watching you on a webinar and you had said, I eat, drink, and sleep on passive. Now you've got that on video. So now I'd like you to explain that to us.
Gotcha.
Well, all I do right now is on passive simply because there just isn't anything else there to do, in my opinion. I've seen lots of businesses, people are always sharing stuff with me, but nothing, matches, nothing compares, nothing lives up to what on passive is all about and what it's going to do for so many people globally. Not that there isn't any other good businesses out there, but from what I'm looking for and for the vast amount of people that we can help, then yeah, on passive is it.
Oh,
wonderful.
That's so true. So true. So why do you say, kind of, you're saying it's for everybody. It's sort of for the masses, even though there's a lot of businesses out there. Can you tie that together for us? Like, how does that go together?
Sure. Well, for me, I believe that the majority of people, they join a business because they're looking to make money. Okay. So number one, that has a wide appeal, right? So everyone, everywhere, all corners of the globe, that's what they're looking for, and on passive can provide it. Now, if they have a business, right? If they have a business, most businesses could use more money, right? More money injected into their company to expand. Right. More business owners could use more time because they're usually tied up with the business, so on passive can help them, save money, can increase the time that they have, because a lot of people have money, but they don't have the time freedom,
Right.
So this is what on passive can provide for people, regardless of their situation, whether they have money, whether they don't have money, it doesn't matter. On passive can give you that total financial freedom.
That's sweet. Now, Michael, I watched you on a webinar the other night and you just exude passion. And what is it you're so passionate about with On Passive?
It's really about helping people, right? And so,
right.
That's what I'm passionate about, is helping people. So if I find a vehicle such as On Passive, as I said, has a mass appeal, right? So if you can help people in any way, shape, or form, we're not saying we're going to make the entire world, a better place, or, we're going to get rid of poverty completely, or, none of that. But I certainly know that we can put a dent into it. We can certainly put a dent into that poverty gap. We know that we can touch lives, right around the globe, whether someone is in Papua New Guinea, whether someone's in the Philippines, whether they're in the Caribbean, whether they're in Germany. It just doesn't matter where they are. We can touch lives. And this is what On Passive is going to do for so many people. So, that's what gets me excited, and so every time I talk about it, there's just something inside that kind of just gives you that little extra boost of energy. It's like you're taking some energy drink or something. That's On Passive. On Passive is that energy drink. On Passive is that energizer bunny, and so it's just, you just can't help yourself. Sometimes I'm on Zooms and it's 3 hours, 4 hours, even 5 hours, and it's like, where did the time go? Because you're having so much fun with it, because you really believe it's really ingrained in you that you're doing something that's good. You're doing something that's going to benefit a lot of people, not just a few, because that's usually the case, right? Usually the case, you join a business, you may do well with it, and then a few others do well with you, but the majority of them, they just don't achieve. So they keep spinning their wheel, going from one thing to the next.
Right.
But here, people are saying they finally found a home. People who've been in the business or in the industry for 30 years, 20 years, etc. They're saying that they finally found a home with ONPASSIVE.
That's great. That's awesome.
So you're not new to the online space. This isn't something you just found ONPASSIVE and you got online. You have some history here with being in businesses online. Do you want to just tell us a bit about that?
Sure. My thing has always been, why is it not possible for companies to just do the work for people? Like, why can't I just join a business? Let's say I join, I don't know, Melaleuca or Herbalife, join a company, right? And say, okay, here's my money, go build the business for me.
Right.
Here's my money. I'm willing to pay you. I'm willing to give you money. You should have the expertise. You should have the resources. So why can't you do this? Now, I believe they don't do it. It's not that they can't do it. I believe they don't do it because they don't have to do it. When you have hundreds of thousands of people that will join your company and they're willing to go out there and grind day in and day out, and 10 go, here comes 20 more, 100 go, here comes 200 more. So they don't have an issue with that. It's the individuals who are building their business. That's where it's impacted. Those are the ones that are feeling the squeeze when, because of attrition, right? And so, with something like ONPASSIVE, it's a different story. It's a completely different story. So for me, I was online and I was putting together a system like that. And I actually was able to put it together, Automatic Internet Millionaire. And so the idea was really that people can join a company, right? Mm-hmm. We will then set up everything for them. So we'll set up an autoresponder, capture pages, landing pages, all of that. We created all the sales letters, all the follow-up messages, the entire process. In addition to that, we also paid for the traffic, drive the traffic to the system. So it was a complete 100% done for you system. So that's what we were doing. The problem that we were having is because, we did not create the products. It wasn't ours from scratch. So therefore, we're relying on other companies. And so if these companies would change their price plan, if they'll change their compensation, some of them even disappeared, right? So, when you're constantly battling with that, it's problematic, right? And then you have the auto ship. Right? All these companies, people have to pay out of their pocket every single month. And we know people are not patient, right? So if in the first 30 days they didn't make any money, well, they're gone. So now you have to replace those people. And so that was, that will continue over and over again. So while the idea was great, the resource wasn't there. We weren't able to get, signups fast enough, make sales fast enough. And so because of that, it just wasn't working how we would like it to be. So when I saw ONPASSIVE, and I'm like, wow, if they have the resource, if they have the, if they're tech savvy enough, oh, this is a beautiful thing. This is a brilliant idea, and, when you combine that with the fact that ONPASSIVE created its own products, so they can determine the profit margin. So if the owner says, hey, you know what, I want to give, 90% of the revenue away, you can, because it's your product. You created it. So it's a big difference, it's a huge difference. And so, that's what we were doing. And when we saw ONPASSIVE, it was just the perfect fit.
Wow. Yeah. And it's funny, you touched on the attrition. And when sharing with people who have come from, say, an online business before, or any business really, you always have, oh, it's too good to be true. It's not launched yet. When's it going to be launched? Or show me the money. Show me the money now. Everybody wants money now. Yes. What do you say to people like that?
Well, I think a lot of people, they're always comparing their past experience, right?
Right.
And so even it doesn't have to be business, but just in general, people know or believe anyways that, people just don't do things just for doing its sake to be good. People are just not good to people. I'll give you a story. Years ago, like years ago, when I finished high school, I think I would have been in university at the time, but a friend of mine from high school called me up, just out of the blue. I haven't spoken to him maybe at least a year, maybe even longer. I don't remember exactly now, but it was at least a year that went by. I haven't spoken to this person. Called me up, says, "Hey, listen, are you available? Can you drive me to Buffalo? Drive me to the airport to Buffalo." So I'm thinking, I'm not doing anything. Why not? It's not a problem. Even though I haven't spoken to this person like a year, right? So, we drove down to the border. We got pulled over, and so they put me in one room, put him in another room, because just the two of us, right? And they're just questioning us, and they're like, why are you doing this? Like, why would you just, get up, drive somebody hour and a half away? Like, why? I said, okay, it's a friend of mine. He called me up, asked me to do it. I was available. Why not? Like, why not? Right. Yeah. And so long story short, they says, nope, this person is not allowed to cross the border. So now they're thinking I'm trying to smuggle this guy in or something. Right. So they sent us back on our way. And I was really, really upset at them, of course. Never spoke to him since then. But the point is, I was really just doing something that I thought was, it's okay. It's you're trying to help a friend, right?
Yeah.
And so people are like that. I'm not the one that think it's impossible. This doesn't exist. Of course it exists. There are good people out there. There are people out there, that bend over backwards to help others, sometimes at their own risk, of even losing their life. Right.
Right.
It exists. Right. But the problem is what gets overlooked, right, or what gets magnified rather, is the bad. Right. Oh, this one's scamming this one ripping off this one's hurting this one. That's what gets magnified. Right. Yeah. And so that's the problem. So I think when people, come and they see ONPASSIVE, like, no, this is too good to be true. Why would this guy want to do this? This is a lot of work. Like, how is it possible? But the reality is this. Ash Mafara, our CEO, has such a big heart. Like, everyone knows. Everyone who's in, they know this. It's not even a question. And so because of that, people look and they're like, So I just tell them, listen, it's bottom line. What am I asking you to do? I'm asking you to make a $97 decision. That's all I'm asking you to make. I'm not asking you to go, mortgage your home, you know what I mean? Go sell your kids, right? I'm asking you to make a $97 decision. And if you come in and you look around, because I believe if you look around and you hang out with some of us, on the webinars and so on, yeah. It's contagious, right? Like,
exactly.
It's going to get in you and you're not going to want to leave. But, if it's not for you, it's okay. There's a money back guarantee. So you can get your money back. So what's the risk, right? So that's what I say to people, like that.
Okay. Thank you.
That's a real, well, I want to say a no-brainer, but I don't want to say
yeah.
feelings, but consider the day and age. Can you take your family out for $97 for a dinner? Most likely not.
Exactly.
It's not a major thing to get into. And as you said, once you get in, you can have a look around. Oh my goodness, the things that are supplied. How many companies do you know that supply so much to their people? We've got all kinds of access to things in our back office. You can be building your business before it even launches and they're not charging you.
Absolutely. I mean, there are companies that sell capture pages, landing pages, funnel system.
Yeah.
That's their business, right? There are companies that sell contact manager, right? That's their business. A URL shortener. There are companies out there that sell it. You understand? You're getting all of this within ONPASSIVE. Like for $97. I think the other night we ordered some Chinese food. That's $60-something. That's just for one event that just goes through your system. Boom, it's done. It's finished. Where did my money go? Right. So it's amazing. To me, I look at it this way. For me to make that $97 decision and to take a chance on life, take a chance on my future, right? Like, this is what you're doing, right? As you said, what can I do with this $97, right? I take it and I spend it. I'm gonna take my son to the store to go buy a pair of running shoes. It's gonna cost more than $97.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's just one. Like, so this is how people have to look at it. What can I do with it? I remember I was on a Zoom and a lady, she was talking about, well, she could, do something better. Better, like what? Put in the bank account? You can put in the bank account. What the bank's gonna give you $1 on $100? What's that?
Right.
$1, right? So what's the opportunity cost? Oh, I waited for 2 years. I waited for 3. Okay, what was the opportunity? $3? Like, really? Right? So I mean, when people really think about it, it's just the right decision. It's the right decision for yourself. It's the right decision for your family. It's the right decision for your future. Things are not easy out there. It's not easy, especially with this whole COVID environment. Like, come on, people are losing their jobs, right? People are losing their jobs. Businesses are going out of business, right? Mm-hmm. It's tough. So why not take this $97 and, have that leap, take that leap of faith, right? Take that leap of faith and see, because what if? Stop thinking, well, what if it doesn't work? But what if it does, though? What if this is the one, right?
Yeah.
When people heard about Bitcoins, I was talking to someone this morning and she brought up Bitcoins, right? And she was saying, I think she said in 2011 at some point, it's like $1 or something like that. But we know at some point it was $1. I didn't check to see exactly when it was. But I know more than 10 years ago, Bitcoin was like $1, right? And then now we saw it go up to 60,000 US for one coin. Okay, but we're talking about 10 years plus, right?
Right.
10 years plus. Okay. So people have to look and realize that if I take this $100, this $97, and I put it towards my ONPASSIVE business, where will my business be 10 years from now? Right? Where will it be? And I guarantee it, right? I personally guarantee it that it's going to be far more rewarding than if you had bought one Bitcoin now, right, at 50,000, I think it's like 40 something this morning. But the point is, if you bought one now, 10 years from now, listen, our ONPASSIVE business is going to far outweigh that. And these are the things people have to think about,
right.
It's an easy decision. It really is.
Right.
Now, Michael, I just wanted to touch on the products of ONPASSIVE. Could you, I know with Academy, it just, we had a webinar not long ago and we're talking about the launch. Can you touch on some of the products that people might not know about with ONPASSIVE that are coming up this year?
Well, I mean, the best source for product information is the corporate website, of course, right? ONPASSIVE.com. And they go there, they can get all that information. But people have to understand, because I think some people don't understand, how does this work, and what's all this about, right? And so the thing is, when someone comes in, and I'm speaking of hard launch, so we've launched into the public now, right? When someone comes in, the company's setting up, your domain name. So whether it be michaelwilliams.com or johndoe.com or whatever, right? They set that up for you. They're creating the content on it for you. So so you haven't done anything yet, right? Other than getting in. They're setting all that up for you. They're going to find the visitors, potential customers. Okay. That's what visitors are. They're potential customers because they may come and buy, they may not. So they're potential. The company's going to find all of that for you. They're going to send them to your unique site, not to ONPASSIVE.com, but to your unique site, right? They're going to come there. The company's going to make it so, intriguing so that the people are going to say, yeah, I'm willing to give you my name and email address for you to tell me more. Okay. Because you want to be able to, captivate people's attention, right? And that's what you do. All the company's going to say at that point is, hey, just give me your name and email address because I have something great to share with you. Okay.
Right.
That comes in. And then the company behind the scenes, the artificial intelligence, the software, all that is going to work for you, right? To inform these individuals about the company. Okay, so that means you need a domain name. Okay, that's a product. Okay, you need to have an autoresponder. That's a product. You need to have captured product. Okay, so you need all of that information there and those tools. All that comes in. What are they doing? They're now dripping on you about each product, about Academy. Right? Maybe you're a teacher. Maybe you want to, teach and share your courses, etc. Maybe you have a special interest, you know, and so you want to be able to share that with people. You can do it for free, or you can even charge. Okay, that's entirely up to you. But
Right.
the point is that the system is going to be giving all this information to these potential customers, right, on your behalf. It's going to tell them about, you know, OConnect, right? So maybe they're looking for a webinar platform. It's going to give them all the features as to why it's more cost effective than Zoom, for example, why it's going to have better features, etc. Right? So it's going to give them all this information, right? Social media. Okay, we know social media is big. Okay, we're going to have that where people are going to have a more clean environment. They don't have to worry about all the negative stuff that goes on, you know, somebody, we won't say no names, but somebody tweeting out some things and, you know, get everybody in a frenzy and, you know, craziness, right? So the point is that the system's going to be doing all of that for us. You know, we don't have to go out there and sell the products directly. We don't have to go out there and share the information about the products directly, right? The system's going to do all of that for us, right? So there's going to be, you know, a variety of products, right, that every single person who's on the internet, so right now it's almost 5 billion people that's on the internet, there will be something for everyone, right? There will be something for everyone, because, you know, maybe you don't want a webinar platform, right? But maybe you want the O Academy, right? Maybe you want the O Create because you like to create things, right? So, you know, there's going to be something for everyone, and that's why this company stands, you know, to be a giant in the industry. They will be a giant, because you're basically taking one company, two company, three, four, all these different companies, because all the product lines are standalone companies, right? Domain name, you know, GoDaddy, right? Like that's a company in itself, right? You know, not just Zoom, but we have, you know, GoToWebinar, AnyMeeting, and so on, right? So all these different platforms, but you take each product, it's a separate company in itself. So therefore, you have a wider market cap, you know, to be able to reach a wider audience, right? So it's just gonna be, listen, this is why we can't stop talking, right? Because there's just so much. There's just so much about OnPassive.
Well, and if you consider what you just said, that is all for that $97. Plus, there will be a monthly subscription, of course. But I mean, goodness sake, how many companies would you be able to get into, say, even 5 or 10 major companies for $97, or with the subscription, let's say hypothetical, under $300?
Right. And that's you paying that once out of your pocket.
Once.
Although there's a subscription, but it's only one time you pay it. Everything else comes out of your earnings thereafter. So, like, come on now. Listen, think about franchises, right? If you want to get a Tim Hortons, you know, we're in Canada, so Tim Hortons, right? Okay, how much does that cost, right? How much money a person have to put out, right, for that to work for them, right? It's at least $100,000, at least, right? You know, somebody wants a McDonald's franchise. Okay, depending on where you're getting, et cetera, anywhere from $500,000 up to $1 million, right? Okay, and then what are you actually generating from a profit standpoint, right? I read somewhere, I don't know how accurate it is today, but some time ago, it was something like $60,000 was like the net profit that a McDonald's franchise actually earned, right? Like net profit. So after everything is taken care of and all that, what's left over. But how much money did you have to put out? Here is a company that I can literally, you know, put the 97, like you're saying, you know, at the most 97 plus, I don't know, 250 or something like that, you know, out of my pocket. And yet, time and time again, while I'm sleeping, while I'm on the beach somewhere, while I'm golfing, while I'm out in Vancouver, you know, enjoying the sun, right? Maybe I go up to Whistler or something, you know. The point is, I could be doing all of that, all the things that I love, be with my family, right? While all this is being worked for me in the background. I'm just generating income, thousands of dollars it will add up to over time. And in some cases, even millions of dollars. I mean, come on. Like, it just doesn't get any better than that. You're paying someone to do the work for you, right? Remember what I said at the beginning, right? Why can't you just pay them and they do the work? This is exactly what this is. So this is, listen, this is just the best. This is just the best.
And the fact that you can leave it as a legacy to your family, whether it be your kids, your spouse, or whomever, I mean, it's just I mean, it's a no-brainer. I shouldn't say that, but it is.
Family dynasty, as Dr. Bill, I think, has coined that phrase for us now. A family dynasty.
Yeah.
Your own family bank, right? Like,
right.
This is what this thing is about. This is not just about, well, yeah, I can make an extra $500 a month, etc. Yeah, $500 a month is a lot for someone maybe in India, or again, Papua New Guinea, etc. But we're in Canada. An extra $500 a month, especially in Vancouver.
Yep.
Right? Especially in Vancouver. Come on now. What's no, right? But Ash Mufareh created this business, right, to create wealth for people, okay? So that we can then take that newfound wealth and share it, use it to help other people, create businesses with it, donate it to good causes. You know what I mean? And not just locally, but globally, right? Just think of Bless, right? We'll be able to bless so many people's lives with OnPassive. That's what it's about. It's for the young, it's for the old. We have people that are 85 years old on our team that's in this business. Wow. 85. They're not doing it for themselves. They're doing it because they believe, right? They're doing it because they believe that they'll then be able to leave a legacy for their kids and their grandkids, right? That's why they're doing it at age 85, and then you have those that are in universities that's jumping in because by the time they finish university, guess what? They're going to have a full-time income. They're going to have a full-time income because we know a lot of graduates, they can't find work in their field, They may get a job, but it's probably at McDonald's, right? It's probably at Tim Hortons, and yet they're a university grad, right? So it's just a beautiful thing.
It is.
Well, even going back to what you said earlier about franchise and different things like that, I had a friend back in Saskatchewan that had a franchise. We never saw them. All they did was work. They were tied to that business. And to me, that's one of the biggest things with this company is time freedom. You can't get your time back.
No,
that is so true. That is so true. And again, as I said, you may have the money, but if you don't have the time, like, what's the point? I don't want to work until, death. You know what I mean? Like who wants to do that? Like, if you have a choice, like, who really wants to do that? Right? You want to be able to do, what it is that you love to do, right? It may be your chosen profession, but in most cases, that's not the case, right? That's usually not true, right? Usually people, choose a career, not necessarily because, this is my passion. The passion is usually something else. This is what pays the bill, but this is what my true passion is, right?
Right.
And so, with OnPassive, now you can get the best of both worlds. You can actually do your passion knowing that money is no longer an issue, right? Yeah. And that's what people want. People want to be in an environment where money is no longer an issue. Whether it takes 12 months, whether it takes 24 months, whether it takes 5 years, it doesn't matter. But just knowing that there's going to come a time where money will no longer be an issue. That's what OnPassive, that's the dream. That's what OnPassive is creating for people.
And so you can give back to things that are dear to the heart also, after you take care of yourself, of course, right? So,
yes. Of course you want to take care of yourself.
That's first. That's be honest. It's about yourself first, but everybody has something in them that they want to give back to the world, whatever it may be. Okay. So I think that's just brilliant on the part of Ash.
Yeah. I mean, for me, when I look around and see somewhere between 3 billion and 5 billion people are in poverty, right? Yeah. Depending on where you get your numbers from, right? So somewhere in between, even if it's 3 billion, come on, that's a lot of people. And there is no need for it because there's so much. There is so much. But again, everything is condensed into the hands of the few. And so many people are just in want, want and need. Like, it's crazy. Clean water. Like, can you imagine not having clean water here in Canada?
No.
Like just basic things, right? Just basic things. And so that's why I say if someone is in a country whereby their average income is, $2,000 a year, if all OnPassive does is just double that for them. So now they're making $4,000 a year because of OnPassive. Like, can you imagine the impact that will make on their lives, right? This is what we're talking about. This is what gets me excited. It's not so much that, yes, it's going to create, I don't know, 10,000 millionaires or whatever, right? That's not what gets me excited. What gets me excited is that people's living standard can come up, right? It can come up. Whatever the ratio is going to be, it doesn't matter, but it's going to come up, right? And to me, there's no doubt in my mind that wherever you are in the world, you understand me? OnPassive should be able to double your standard of living. It should be able to, at least that. It should be able to, right? Based upon what we know, based upon what we've seen, based upon our understanding, there's no reason for that not to take place, And this is why people, in certain parts of the world they're just running to find a way. If they have to work 30 days to save that $97, they're doing it. Right. I remember years ago, I was with a company, and in Mexico at the time, I think the average income was like $300 a month. And this business, you had to pay like $200 per month to get in. Wow. Okay? And people would find a way in Mexico to jump into this thing. Right. Wow. They would find a way. I used to make trips to Mexico to do presentations, that type of stuff. And the room was always packed with people, always packed. Sometimes we're doing 3 meetings a day. Okay, that's how many people, right? It just goes to show you, most of the times it's not the cost, right? It's not the cost, because you could have a family, let's say a family of 4. Okay, you can get one account, $25 each, right? You just come together and get an account. If it means you have to take 2 families and put them together to get one account, so be it, right? So you can have 8 people sharing in the cost of $97. So there are creative ways that people can do coming together. Because trust me, one account is enough for 8 people, 10 people, 12 people. Listen, this is gonna, break records, as far as the amount of people that it will help. There's no doubt about that. Ash Mofar is a brilliant man. He's a brilliant man. He's a kind man, and because of that, he's gonna feed a lot of people.
Yes. Well, and that's the thing, the first time I heard Ash, he was talking about what's the sense of having all this money or the bigger plane or the bigger car if your bottom line's cared for, but there's children drinking dirty water. There's children without shoes on their feet. Now, all of a sudden, he's offering people, from what I see, in my opinion, yes, an awesome business to make money, get yourself set up, but he is offering people a hope for change.
Exactly.
Yes.
These people are coming in from other countries, and they're doing what they need to do to get in because they're seeing there is major value here.
Well, for sure. Like if people look at the numbers, there's something like maybe 20 countries in the world, maybe 30, that actually average, a decent income, like between $30,000, $40,000 per year. That's it. The bulk of the countries, it's way less than that. So, and it's not that, well, cost of living here is this and cost of living there is that. No, people are living below what I believe is just a decent standard of living.
Absolutely.
It is crazy. It is crazy when we look around, and not just one part of it, just right around the globe. Like even here in Canada, there are people in Canada that are in need. So it's not just, talking about, Malaysia, no, Vietnam, no. Right in the U.S., there are people in the U.S. that's living in poverty, right? And you're supposed to be the richest nation in the world? Come on, right? It's crazy when we think about it, right? But OnPassive is giving people, as you said, that hope. It's allowing people to dream again, right? It's allowing people to dream again, because a lot of people kind of took that dream and just kind of just shove it away, under their bed or in a closet somewhere, right? Because now it's not going to happen for me. But now they can bring it out, dust it off, polish it, because it's going to happen, right? It's going to happen.
Oh, I love it.
Awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah. So often, Michael, I hear as I'm sharing with people, and even from my own team, because we're all learning and growing what OnPassive means, I often hear people talking about, well, okay, do I have to come in and I got to recruit and I got to tell everybody, or can I just come in and be passive? So can you kind of give us an explanation as to what we're meaning when we say you can be passive or you can be active?
Sure. Well, on passive, right? On means active. You turn it on, it's active. You know, you turn on the tap, water's coming out, it's active, right? On, active, active, passive, right? But, you know, on passive sounds better, right, than active passive. Okay? But that's what we have. So if someone is active, it just simply means that they're willing to share, you know, share this business with others. That's all active means. It doesn't mean that you're going to be going out there paving paving doors, knocking doors, doing whatever, doing the work. No, it just means that you're willing to share. And sharing could simply be, you know, here, watch this video. You know, go to Tyre's channel and, you know, check it out. A lot of videos there, you know, and so on, right? So that's all active is. It just simply means that you're sharing. And passive means that you don't have to share. So if active is sharing, that means passive, you don't have to share. Okay. And so the thing is, people have to understand that whether you're active or passive, the company is going to be doing the work. Regardless, whether you're active or you're passive, either one, the company is going to do the work, right? And so it's a win-win, because no matter how active you are, you could not build, you know, a large enough team, you know, to generate the income that you're probably looking for. Because if you are a builder, right, if you are someone who, you know, you've been around, you have a large network, etc., chances are your income goal is much higher than someone who's probably just passive. Right. Chances are, right? So the point is, it doesn't matter which way you go. If you're active and you're building a big team, it's still not big enough. If you have 200,000 on your team, it's still not big enough. You understand me? In the sense of, you know, what you can do, right, with the maximum potential of this business. If we're talking about hundreds of millions of customers coming in, then we're not, you know, 200,000 is nothing, right?
Right.
So that's what I mean. So what you can do, no matter how good you are, what you can do still fails in comparison to what the company will be able to do. And this is where the company solves the problem. The problem that most people, when they join a business, they have to, they don't have a choice, right? They have to recruit. They have to sell. So if you can't sell, if you can't recruit, you can't build a team, guess what? You don't make any money. And so ONPASSIVE is saying, listen, we understand that. We get that. We're going to do something different. We are going to sell for you. We are going to recruit. We're going to share. We're going to generate customers. We're going to do everything that you either don't want to do, can't do, or don't like doing.
Right.
You understand? So it's all covered, right? It is all covered. So that's how that works.
That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. I've heard people say, oh, it's magical. But yet I keep going back to, you know, it's sheer brilliance on Ash's part and what he has put together. And of course, he has a team backing him, but the original baby came from him, and it's sheer brilliance.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I tell people, listen, okay, where I am, we get lots of snow, right? I'm probably like, you know, 2 hours, hour and a half, but hour and a half north of Toronto, right? And so we get lots of snow, right? So when it's winter time, I just simply pay a company and they go and they shovel my driveway, right?
Nice.
So I pay a company and the work is done for me. So I don't have to go out there and do it, right? My kids don't have to go out there and do it. You know, you pay a company. Okay, your grass needs to be cut. Again, you pay a company, they go do the work, right? That's what this is. Okay, I want to build an internet business. I want to generate income on the internet. Okay, you pay a company, that company is ONPASSIVE, and they're going to go do the work for you. It's as simple as that. It can't get any better than this. It really can't. You know, can't get any better than this. And the cost, right? Just think about it. There are people spending thousands of dollars to join businesses. They're doing it. You know?
Me too.
Right?
Me too.
You know, people spend a lot of money and they don't get the result that they were looking for. People make a lot of promises. Companies make a lot of promises, you know, and they don't deliver. Ash Mufara and ONPASSIVE, they've delivered already. They've already delivered. They really have, right? All people are waiting for at this point now is to see that bank account increase. That's what but everything else has been delivered, right?
Yeah.
We've received for the $97 that we've paid, we've gotten more than our money worth already. More than it, right? And that's what people have to understand.
Yeah, which makes people excited to hear that we probably will be launching within 2021. And it just, everybody likes to look at their bank accounts and everything like that, but they have to do it properly, right? So that's why it's taking a little bit longer, and we want to do it right the first time.
Yeah, well,
can you touch on that?
You want to make sure that all the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed.
Absolutely.
Like, you want to make sure that we're legal. Now, people always say, well, because I had someone said, okay, is it registered in Australia? Is it registered in Trinidad? Okay, to do an internet business, right? You do not have to be registered in every single country around the world. You don't have to. OnPassive intends to do so, but it's not because they have to do it, right? Let's take Walmart. Okay, Walmart has a website. Okay, so if you're in a country that may not have a Walmart and you go on their website and you order something, as long as they're willing to ship it to you, you can get it, right? So people say, hey, wait a minute, now Walmart's not registered in my country. Something must be wrong. No, okay? Listen, how we used to do business 20 years ago, 30 years ago, that's not what it is. Today, come on, look at Amazon, right? $1 trillion they're worth. Are you kidding me? How many people knew about Jeff Bezos 20 years ago? How many people?
Zero.
Even today, some people don't even know his name, right? They don't even know who that is, right? But just think about that though. The man's worth, what, $200 billion he's worth now? Like really? Right? Because of what? The internet. Because of the internet, right? And that's what the internet is doing, right? It is, because it works 24/7. It's the best employee you can find. It's the best. The internet doesn't complain. The internet doesn't take any days off. It doesn't call in sick. You understand? Right? It works 24/7, 365, right? Listen, people need to, Bill Clinton said that because of the power of the internet, people can take a small amount of money and they can turn it into vast sums of money, right? Which is so true. So true. I've seen people take $10 a month and turn that into thousands of dollars per month. I've seen people take $20 a month, again, turn into thousands. You understand? Small amount of money. So here we have the ability to take a small amount of money, $97, right? Because when you think about it, even for the product package, you may not even have to pay that out of your pocket, okay? Things could work out during soft launch that, you pay this $97 during soft launch. It's possible. It's possible. Not saying that it's guaranteed, but it is possible that you can generate what's needed in order to pay for that product package at hard launch. So then really you only paid $97. As a matter of fact, you could even, get more than the $97 and, right, the product package cost. So it's possible to make $500 during soft launch. It's possible. You can be ahead of the game if that's the case, right? So, it's so true that because of the power of the internet, people can take a small amount of money and turn it into a large sum. It is possible, and it's going to happen with OnPassive.
Oh, truly, yes.
Well explained.
It's just amazing. There's so many questions going through my mind, but I know we're extremely busy. This has been wonderful. You have really given us a lot of deep insight. You've been really clear. I love how you share with us. And Julie, anything else?
No, I'm blown away. So I like how you explain things very simple. A lot of people like the simplicity of it. So I really appreciate you spending some time with us today. And I know you're a very, very busy man, but it was wonderful to meet you, Michael. And
awesome. It was awesome to meet you, Julie. And Tara, it's great to be with you guys. I'm sure we can do this again another time. But,
Absolutely.
like I said, anytime we can talk about OnPassive, it's hard not to talk about it. I don't know how people get in and just keep it to themselves. I get it. Sometimes it's our past experience, etc. And I get all of that. But listen, in life, you have to keep moving forward. When a baby is crawling and they decide, time to walk, what happens? They get up, they fall right back down, right? The baby doesn't say, well, you know what? Oh, this thing sucks. This walking thing, no, it sucks. It's a scam. This walking thing is a scam. You know what I mean? I was told all I had to do was just get up and start moving and I'm good to go. No.
Love it.
That child is going to fall down multiple times, right? But eventually what happens? They start to walk. Okay. A child starts to learn to ride a bicycle. They get on it the first time. I mean, how many? I don't know of any. I've never seen any of my friends learning to ride a bicycle and then poof, they're just first time out. Oh, look at you. You know, you right. You're a genius. First time, you got it. No, usually there's some bumps and bruises and all this stuff. But guess what? They continue, right? And they're good to go. And that's what life is. And so with ONPASSIVE is no different. If you've been in something before where there's bumps and bruises, it's okay. You dust yourself off, put on a Band-Aid or something. Next time, wear a helmet, whatever the case may be. But, you know, ONPASSIVE has got you. ONPASSIVE has got you. All right?
Exactly. Well, thank you very much, Michael. Have a wonderful day. And hopefully it's not snowing there.
It actually is.
Oh, no. Sorry.
All right.
Take care of yourself, and we'll definitely talk to you soon, my dear.
Yes.
Very good.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Bye for now.
Bye now.
Wow. I'm giddy. I'm so giddy.
Well,
it just,
yeah, there's just so much there, you know.
yeah.
As he was talking about at the end there about getting back on the bike, and, you know, many people have been really burnt by different
Absolutely.
situations, right? And so people are hesitant. They're hesitant to get in. They're hesitant to start anything new. But, you know, that is the beauty with ONPASSIVE. You are able to come in as a founder for such a low amount of money, and the way it is self-founding to carry you through each month.
Exactly. And with the low amount of money, you could do your due diligence. And there is a money back guarantee that if you're not satisfied with what you see a few webinars, you listen to Michael all day. I mean, you can say, okay, no rifts between us. It's just, okay, it wasn't for you. But at least take a look and do your due diligence, because you never know. It might be the best thing that ever happened to you.
Yeah, there's nothing to lose. And, you know, the reason what Michael was saying earlier about being excited, and Julie was asking about being passionate, is the benefit of a founder is we get to meet each other in private meetings once a week, and our CEO generally turns up. And so as we get in there, we get excited because we hear what's going on. We hear what's coming up, you know, and you can't not get excited. As they've been saying, ONPASSIVE gets in you, and it just starts to explode.
You won't want the refund, okay? You won't want the refund, because we're just such a happy, loving bunch. So take it from me.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say, so if you like what you saw here today, or what you heard from Michael or myself or Tyra, please subscribe to our channels or join or whatever. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and we're on Telegram. For me, it's AJ Internet Solutions, and I'll let Tyra explain hers.
Same for me. It's TN Grow Wealth Together. And as she said, we're on all these different platforms. And please, if people are sharing this, get back to the person that shared it with you, because this company is based in Ontario. ONPASSIVE.
That's a good blooper.
If you're watching this and you need help and no one's invited you, either of us would be more than welcome. I don't know what's happened to me now. See, I've got ONPASSIVE giddy. Either of us would be more than happy to help you become a founder. There we go.
Absolutely. Well said. Okay, so we're going to leave it at that for now. Thank you again, Michael, and everybody for watching us from wherever you are. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Have a wonderful day. And we'll definitely be in touch on Wednesday, and we'll put this out. We are actually interviewing, is it Lisa Smith from Australia? Okay, more details will be out there on our pages as well. So AJ Internet Solutions, TN Grow Wealth Together. We'd love you to join us. We'll leave it at that for now. Have a wonderful day.
Awesome. Bye, guys.